Hi, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. Today we're going to drop in and do a twin flame reading. It's funny, when I started this channel, the twin flame readings were my least favorite thing to do, and now they're my most favorite thing to do. I'm kind of hit a groove with how we do them. So as usual, masculine energy on the left, feminine energy on the right, and the union energies down the center. So very interesting. I'm just going to remark, we'll go in order, but it's interesting to note that the union energies, there is deep forgiveness. And in the unconscious position, we have spiritual partnership. Very, very interesting. Okay. Okay, let's just say it. Let's just call it like it is. We are being called to forgive any sort of... We are being called to a higher and deeper forgiveness for who we believe our spiritual partner is. We are also being called to step into deep forgiveness over the parts of self that could not do better. They didn't know better, so they could not do better. You know what? I'm going to leave this actually right here. I just have a feeling we're going to come back to that later in the reading. Okay, so, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was about to move on, but I know what's going on, but you guys don't know what's going on. All right, so in the masculine energy, we have follow your dreams and love in reverse. Okay, so there's, masculines, there's something here that needs to be communicated about a certain truth or certain authentic expression that you have not allowed yourself to bring to the table regarding love. This could be other people that you have been in love with or labeled in that kind of way. This could be the way you love, the way you come into a relationship with love, the way that your family loves, right? We're all born into a family of origin, good or bad or whatever. And it is our kind of journey on this path of illumination to step into this individuation, right? To individuate from our family of origin and to become a sovereign being that can govern self, that can make choices for self, that are in alignment with the soul's deepest truth. So masculines, there's something here. I don't really know how to say this. Let me just think out loud. So there's something here, masculines, around you're being called not to leave any part of self behind. So it's really sacred and beautiful to follow your soul's calling, to do your mission work, to step into whatever your work is. However, if you leave a piece of self behind, your work is incomplete and thus not sustainable. So there's something here you're being called to excavate a deeper truth around love. I can't really, we'll get into more specifics later on, but right now when you hear me say that, what comes to mind, what shows up in your body, bring your awareness back to the body. Is there any contraction? Is there anything you're noticing about this topic in your body? Because the body is such a sacred roadmap and it leads us to different layers of self. Okay. Let's see. Let's run to I don't want to run, but let's just hop on over to the feminine energy. We have happy ending and time out in reverse. How crazy is it that these cards are the perfect inverse of one another, right? We have the solar plexus with a drop of the crown chakra, and then we have the crown chakra with a drop of the solar plexus here. It's very interesting to me. Okay, let me just name everything that's here. A piece that's here that continues to show up is taking space, carving out sacred space, feminines, to reconnect with spirit, to reconnect with your spiritual rituals, whatever that looks like for you. This message, I feel like a broken record, but it just keeps showing up. So that's the first message. The other message is in the mystery. What does that mean? That means that you will not be able to access maybe the missing puzzle piece of what your happy ending will be until you kind of unplug from any sort of expectation, so you can allow what the divine, what the mystery wants to bring you to come in, right? But if we are hell-bent on filling every nook and cranny of our spirit, of our energy, of our manifestation, that there's not really an open space for something new to come in, right? If we're running ragged and have our eyes only set on a very specific goal, yes, while that's sacred and beautiful and powerful, if it's in alignment, it also can be limiting, right? So there's something here about making sure you're keeping a spot open for an unexpected gift from the divine. Okay. What else is here? Okay, so in the union energies, we talked about the forgiveness. We also have moderation and environment in reverse. Both of these cards are in reverse. Lots of heart chakra and root chakra. So, gosh, it's not an accident. I feel like my life is imitating art and my art is imitating life. So I have spoken to my friends about the last couple days about temperance, how I've had some fun opportunities open up for me. I'm going to start working with this event space and holding in-person workshops and ecstatic dances and all things that really light my soul on fire. And yet, everyone's excited for me except me. I am really trying hard to stay tempered. And it's not a insecure thing. It's not a fear-based thing. For me, because of my highly sensitive system, I have noticed over my many years of doing this work that it's very easy for me to blow out my circuits. What does that mean? For me, it's really easy for me to use all of my precious energy in the excitement period of time and then not have enough energy to actually anchor my project or have enough energy to create the thing and launch the thing and do the thing. So I've been really talking about why is temperance important to me the last 2 days. I've had this conversation with like 6 different people. It's pretty wild how it's coming out in the reading, but there's something here, feminines and masculines, there's something here about tempering the environment around you and or tempering your response, your reaction to the environment around you. I don't know, is something going on? Is there a bit of chaos? Remember, we're working here on being able to hold our center for love of self and other in any flavor of chaos while not abandoning pieces of self, right? That's the whole point, to kind of call all these bits and pieces and back home to self, to integrate them so we could take another step in wholeness, right? Okay. Do we have anything else, Spirit? I feel like I didn't talk that much about spiritual partnership. So remember, the bottom of the card for me is the unconscious position. That is what is being pushed into the shadow. So spiritual partnership is being pushed into the shadow. Whoops, I'm creating a wind tunnel over here. Geez, okay. So spiritual partnership is being pushed into the shadows. Okay, so we have the sacral chakra and the crown chakra. That's interesting. Okay, second chakra is creativity, sensuality. Like, what are we birthing in the world, essentially? Crown, connection to source, divine wisdom, gnosis. Okay, just putting all those facts out there as I'm thinking out loud. Okay, so like the obvious message that I think I'm tiptoeing around is, have either one of you pushed a spiritual partner into the shadow? Has it become so traumatic and so activating that you just can't look at this person, place, or thing, or you can't possibly do the work that this person brings in for you? I've been in situations with a partner or with, it doesn't even have to be a partner. It could just, remember, yes, it says spiritual partnership, but this doesn't have to mean a relationship. You can go to a workshop and have meet someone for the first time and have a spiritual experience with this partner, with this person. And for the moment that they're crossing your path, you are partners, right? People, strangers, the universe is in constant communication with us. It's only our awareness that either allows or blocks this these gifts to come through. So remember, spiritual partnership could be any kind of anyone that crosses your path that invokes a spiritual awareness, an awakening of sorts, right? You could be at line at the coffee shop and someone in line really triggers the crap out of you. Well, that sacred being signed a soul contract to you to come down to earth, to be in line at the exact same time that you are, to trigger the crap out of you because you needed to confront that mirror reflection of self, right? That person is gifting you an opportunity to look at your own reflection. It is a mirror, right? The world around us is mirroring back to us a piece of self, and it's our job to unpack that, to understand it, to hopefully fully integrate that part, whether it's good or bad, or I don't like to use good or bad, but useful or not useful. Let's use that. Okay, let's move on. Anything else for masculines? What do we need to know about masculines? Interesting. Justice, and we have boundaries. Okay, masculines. So yeah, we're getting a little bit, the story continues. We're getting a little bit, the narrative is starting to emerge, right? So remember, we have love in reverse here, and then we have justice and boundaries in reverse. Masculines, where have you not had appropriate boundaries with love? With who you love, with the love of family or friends, with the love you allow for yourself. Here's a specific one that's coming through. Masculines, you're being called to step into stewardship over your own boundaries when it comes to love. So, okay, this might be hard to hear, but I'm going to call the masculines out a little bit. Where have you not maybe been on the same page with someone and had a clear, open dialogue and communication, and have maybe allowed relationships to move further than you were ready to participate in? I'm saying it in a nice way, but basically, where have you crossed your boundary or crossed another person's boundary with regards to love? You're being called to balance these scales and kind of take accountability for what was showing up on your side of the street. Yes, hopefully we are consciously relating to people, and we are honoring and respecting our own sovereignty and the sovereignty of the other person. But we're humans, and we're trying to figure this stuff out on the planet. So yes, many of us have taken many missteps, and that's probably why you're here listening to something like this, because we're taking accountability. We're stepping into responsibility over our own boundaries, right? You've heard me talk. Consent and boundaries is everything. Anything else about that, masculines? There's also something specific here, masculines. You're being called to evaluate boundaries with regards to family. Like, it could be mother, father, nuclear family, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, whatever. But it could also be like, baby mama, baby daddy. I don't know why I don't even like to use those phrases, but that's just what came out. Where have you let the mother or father of your child or children to kind of walk all over you, or to take more than they've given, or to take more than you've had to, than you had available, right? Leaving you at a deficit. There's something here, masculines, to really step into the hot seat of accountability and really start to look at your hand in the matter, right? Your involvement. How have you let this happen? What is scary about stopping something like this? What is scary about, putting your foot down and drawing the appropriate boundaries? Because that's your work. I'm not saying you have to go and do this immediately, because that might be intimidating for some of you, but to just peel off the first layer and start to look at, what could maybe be the first step? I mean, the first step could look like you just including yourself as an option, and this, mind you, we're speaking for the masculine energy. So, there's been a lot of, I can't generalize this. I mean, there's a myriad of examples here, or situations and dynamics, but masculines, have traditionally been the ones that are the providers. And so, I think society doesn't talk about masculines in this sort of vulnerable way, but this is a place of vulnerability. A lot of masculines and a lot of fathers are have been at the mercy of the mother or the mercy of the situation, and just, they're kind of have to follow what's happening. And so, their boundaries, the masculines might not feel that they're even worthy to uphold boundaries or to have boundaries. I'm not going to generalize because there's so many situations. We don't know the whole story, right? We don't know if the masculines have wronged the feminines in some way, and now the feminines have aggressively strong boundaries. There's no right or wrong here. There's just what is happening in the present moment. Can I call my spirit back from places it doesn't belong? And can I get my energy in present time and access love? That's literally it. So did you even hear how I was it felt very messy. So masculines, do you have a very messy love situation happening? Because you're being called to take accountability and balance the scales, whatever that means for you. Okay, feminines. Anything for feminines? What do we need to know, feminines? What's going on with feminines? Remember, we had happy ending and time out in reverse. God, feminines, I feel like you always get the good luck card. Okay, we have good luck, we have career, and we have life purpose. Very interesting. Okay, this goes along with the happy ending. Okay, so what was it? It was timeout in reverse under all this. Okay, so feminines, by you carving out protected, safe space in your schedule to connect with source, this will unlock a key to whatever you're doing to kind of step into a greater life purpose. We have career in reverse here. So that can mean so many things. Spirit, can you please clarify? Okay. I'll say all the messages, but the loudest message is the career you thought you always wanted might have nothing to do with your actual life purpose. And this is something that divine is going to gift you. This is an awareness that the divine is going, oh my God, my voice just went out. Excuse me. Wow. That was interesting. Feminines, that was actually a message for us that this is not a time of talking. This is not a time of polishing a resume and fixing your LinkedIn and doing all the career things that people do. This is a time of closing the mouth, dropping the mind, and connecting with source. There is something, a piece of the puzzle that's missing that will be gifted to you. It's funny, I don't know if you could hear that, but somebody's like, it sounds like people are street racing. Someone was like revving their engine. So it's like when cars are lining up at the starting line and they're all revving their engines, kind of being intimidating to one another. This is not a time to do that, feminines. It's a time to slow down. It's not time to rev the engine. So there's something here, again, that the career that you've maybe always thought you'd be a part of or that you're working towards may have nothing to do with your life purpose. And that might be a little bit of a hard pill to swallow. However, it is all falling under this umbrella of your happy ending. So again, this is another message here, feminines, to leave space open for surprise, right? Leave space open for the quantum field to gift you with an awareness, to gift you with a mission, with a purpose, with a core happiness, with a core feeling of love, of something to get you onto the right track. Yeah, and this good luck card, I don't love these cards. I have many of them. And for me, I don't really believe in good luck. I believe in energy. So I believe in resonance. I believe that we make our own good luck when we caretake and tend to the resonance that's showing up in our bodies, right? Our bodies are these sacred, very sensitive frequency towers picking up stuff all the time. It's just, it's our job to tap into that and to keep a finger on the pulse of what the heck is going on. Okay, beautiful. Okay. And for union. What's interesting too is, I am talking a lot. I always talk a lot. That's granted. But my breathing is off. So I might start speaking and then all of a sudden I run out of breath very quickly. And I feel like I'm taking breaths at the wrong times. So I feel like this is a message for everybody that we have to kind of get back to our core rhythm. We have to almost allow spirit to recalibrate our natural rhythms, the rhythms that align with nature and Mother Gaia and kind of this natural flow of abundance. Because there's something here too about like this modern world, us trying to keep up with the rat race is messing with our rhythms, maybe our circadian rhythms. Maybe some of you are not really sleeping very well right now. So there's something about resetting. Have you ever heard that line that idea that just like, I forget how many days in nature resets your circadian rhythm, and then you start to wake up with the sun and go to sleep with the sun. There's something about here about getting back to our natural rhythms. Yeah, we have passion in reverse. Interesting. This is union. Okay. Okay, so not forgiving self and other is blocking passion. This is for feminine and masculines. I'm going to say that again. Not forgiving self and other is blocking your passion from coming through. Okay, we have friendship. We have healing. We have compassion in reverse. We have dreams and we have grieving. Very interesting here. Is that on camera? Yes, it is. Okay. Some of you may be called to heal the friendship with self, heal the friendship and the connection you have with your internal family parts, heal your external friendships, come to a conscious closure with certain friendships that you no longer want to move forward with. Healing, what else could that mean? Say more, Spirit. Sorry, separate message. Are some of you having like deep, painful dreams? It's not even nightmares. It's not that specific. It's more like, so I categorize my dream time experiences like this. So a dream is for me, what I call a dream is kind of a weird narrative that, you're in the dream and then you're in one scene and something's happening and then you jump to a totally different scene. Maybe one scene you're in the ocean, then the next scene you're sitting in your grandmother's living room, and it doesn't really make sense. And, to me, that's a true dream that, Carl Jung would totally analyze and love it. Then I have downloads, and then I have visitations. So for me, a visitation can happen from any sort of ancestor that has passed or any sort of entity. That's all I'll say about that. But I know it's a visitation because it often happens with my grandmother, if I'm being clear. I know it's a visitation because in the dream, there's an awareness that she passed. Like we both acknowledged that she had passed and we're back together. And those are so profound. I wake up usually like hysterically crying, and it's so intense. And it's all of this like grief and sadness. And I miss her and all these things. So I'm getting emotional now thinking about it because it's so real. It's like I can, sorry, it's really touching me. But one dream I had where I was like, I had my head on her lap. And I'm like, Graham, how is this possible? You passed away. And she's like, I know. It's like, it's so freaking real. And to me, that is me expressing all of that love, right? Grief is just displaced love. Grief is love. And so are some of you having those experiences? Oh, let me just finish. And downloads, the third thing. Downloads are very clear messages, like very clear, like I wake up with an awareness that will really help me in my life. Like, oh, I have to go do this, or oh, that thing that happened as a childhood affected me in this way. Like, it's a direct download, as if you downloaded something from the internet. It's so clear. And sometimes those could be sacred and beautiful and joyful and useful, and other times they can be like really traumatic. So I'm just curious if some of you are experiencing this grief in dream time. You also have compassion, or we also have compassion and passion in reverse. Remember, this is all falling under the umbrella of forgiveness. So who do you have to forgive? Do you have to forgive someone that has passed on? Do you have to forgive yourself for what you did or did not do, or what you said or did not say to someone who has passed on? You're being called to let it all out. Let all of your emotional truth, your sadness, your grief, your sorrow, your despair, your pain, let it all out. Do not keep that crap in your body. It is sacred, yes. It is valid and valuable, but is not meant to set up shop in your physical vessel. You are meant to purge that energy. You could do this by doing, you can Google a million emotional release tools, but I like pillow pounding. That's a good one. Or, just letting your body tremor. That's another really lovely one. And when you're grieving, the best thing that, first of all, can we all just agree that crying in the shower is like the best thing ever? Can we just all agree with that? I love when I have that like deep, ugly grief cry. I love doing it in the shower. But also, when you do it, if you do it, make sure to keep your chest open, look up, put your arms out as if to say, why me? When people have like, why God me? That kind of position. And really make sure you're expelling up and out and not down and in. Sometimes when we cry, we have the tendency to contract and like curl up almost in a fetal position, but that keeps the energy in. So make sure you lift your chin up, you look up, and you open your shoulders, you open your chest, and you just let it rip, right? You're not going to keep that in your body. It's not doing you any good by keeping that in your body. Interesting. Okay, guys, I wasn't going to look, but I did. In the unconscious position, we have reconciliation. We started with forgiveness. In the first unconscious position, we had spiritual partnership, and now we have reconciliation. Do you see the theme that's happening here? Okay, so masculines and feminines, you are being called to step into this self-forgiveness first, right? This is step one. Before we could step into external forgiveness, we have to forgive self for what we did or didn't know, for what we did or did not do, right? For what we said or what we did not say. We have to forgive self, right? Yes, we may have done atrocious things. We may have said atrocious things. We may have abandoned people we love. We may have betrayed or cheated on, or any other kind of betrayal-esque vibe. We may have done these horrible things, and we are still worthy. We are still worthy of love. We are still worthy of forgiveness. We are still worthy of forgiveness of self and other. We are still worthy to forgive, right? Notice that this looks like two women here. So there's something here about coming into forgiveness over our internal parts. So our mirror parts are, it might be our internal feminine if that resonates with you, but it's something about, like the call is coming from inside the house. That's what I keep hearing. And so, yeah, we have to take care of our house before we start taking care of other people's houses, right? It's kind of, that's the order of operations. So, where are you putting off this reconciliation? Where are you blocking self or other from coming back into union? Listen, do not cross your own boundaries. Do not go call your ex because of this reading unless it feels fully like a full embodied hell yes. I'm not telling you to go do any of that. That might cause more harm than good. Only you can know that. Only you have access to your internal nervous system, your discernment. Only you are sovereign. You have all the tools you need to make that discernment. I cannot make that for you. A tarot reading, oracle reading, YouTube video cannot make those discernments for you. You are sovereign. You can do this. However, just a general message for everyone that reconciliation is what's being pushed into the shadows. So where are you putting off reconciling with someone, a person, a beloved, an old coworker, a friend, a boss, your mother, your father, your siblings? Is there something that's blocking reconciliation? Whatever that is, I want you to take a good and long, hard look at it and to see if it's actually worth it. Is it worth it to keep bleeding energy to this unresolved thing? And so you have options, right? You're a sovereign being. You have free will. Is it time to put it to bed forever? Or is it time to go seek the closure you need or you never got? Or is it time to gift yourself the closure, right? Okay. Whew. Okay. What else do we want to get? What should we end on? Let's get some Divine Beloved cards. I'm in the mood. Whew. These readings have been pretty straightforward the last couple of days, which has kind of been a nice, it feels like homework. You know, when I say straightforward, it's like Spirit gifts us a message and then there's an action step. So masculines, you are dealing with boundaries around love and bringing balance and justice to situations regarding love. This will pave the way to your dreams, to your mission work. Feminines, you are stepping into reconnecting with Source, which will gift you a key puzzle piece that has something to do with your life purpose mission here. Your career is not what you thought it was supposed to be, and this will lead you on the path to your happy ending, whatever that is for you. Okay, anything else to wrap up, Spirit? Anything else you want to share with these Divine Beloveds? Okay, we'll take these three. We'll do it. We'll do it. Interesting. Fear was in the reverse. That's just a little fun fact. It says, I release all fear. I invite you, Divine Beloved, to move through me in all ways, guiding my actions in every moment. Let me release all fear and feel unbridled openness to the new. Beautiful. Release. I move in harmony. Change me, Divine Beloved, into one who easily releases all that's ready to go. Let me move in harmony with your natural cycles. I'm 100% putting that under the forgiveness card, right? Can we just release it? Can we just release all the crap that we've been holding and we've been holding onto so tightly? And Spirit, I am filled with light. Change me, Divine Beloved, into one who knows my spirit is eternal and ageless. Let me release any old ideas of constriction or limitation. My whole being is filled with joy, energy, and beauty, a vessel for divine Shakti. Beautiful. Do we want to get a Buddha card? Let's just do it. I haven't done one of these in a while. This is the Divine Feminine Buddha. It's just what I grabbed. There was no reason. You saw that flip, right? Yes, here it is. Okay, everything has a beginning, has an ending. Knowing that truth, you find peace. Right? So if things are bad, they're not going to be bad forever. If things are good, you know, count your blessings and stay in gratitude because it most likely will end. That's a beautiful, tempered way to approach life. Beautiful, beautiful ending. Thank you for being with me, and I will see you in the next one.